It's a second show, so now he feels like everywhere else. So we got a minute and
Hey!
fresh.
Oh, hell yeah, look at this.
Oh, wow.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's gonna block your face.
That's Viking
Wow.
food. All right, here we are.
See?
Okay.
Fresh.
All right, I'm on comment.
Alright.
This is outstanding. Thank you very much.
I think so.
Oh, thank you. Here we are.
Thank you.
I have got black screen.
You're playing the video. Nobody knows what we're doing.
Any comments?
I'm sure. So we're just going to jump right into questions? We're
Yeah.
going to say anything right off?
Well, you can do an introduction.
I don't even know what the hell I'm going to do.
That is a Viking-sized certified.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Mayor's Night Out, virtual Mayor's Night Out, Mayor After Dark. My name is Mayor Tom McDermott. We're here at the Viking Room at Freddy's Steakhouse. I want to say thank you very much to Freddy's for hosting our event today, and I'd like to introduce our panel. We'll do it like in a regular Mayor's Night Out. We'll start with
Heather Gray, City Controller.
Chris Cantar, City Attorney.
Phil Talon, Chief of Staff.
Donna Muta, Special Events.
We're here before a live studio audience at Freddy's Steakhouse, and sorry if I'm real loud, I get energetic when I do public speaking. So to remind you how this works, this is our second virtual Mayor's Night Out. And it's probably hard to take your mayor seriously when I'm wearing a Viking hat, by the way. So we'll put this back here by the leg lamp, and we'll go ahead and jump into business. We have our iPads in front of us. All you have to do is type in questions, and we will talk about, try to answer as many questions as possible. At the same time, this whole concept is like going out to dinner with us. So what would it be like to go out to dinner, talk business, and over some shrimp cocktail and some great calamari? Well, this is what we're attempting to do. So last time we did this, we had over 120 viewers. We're going to see if we can try to top that this week.
All right, we do have two questions.
Flipping right in.
The first one is, the music is a little loud, but we'll leave that for our technical support. When will the railroad begin construction running along Lyman?
Really? I hate it when I get stumped like right off the bat. But good for us. We have our, oh, you're talking about the South Shore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
South Shore, okay. Well, quite frankly, Phil, Chief of Staff, probably has the best update on that. I do know that recently we had a minor setback on this issue, so let's go ahead and fill us in, Phil.
Yeah, the South Shore hasn't had a ton of recent movement. I think that the RDA and ICD turned in their application and was waiting for a ratings review. And I think there were some revisions that needed to be made to the application, which has been done or is being worked on right now, and it's going to be resubmitted. So at some point, we will get a ratings review, and then once that happens, hopefully things will be full steam ahead. That's where we're at right now.
All right, our next question is a cry for help. When is the Chicago Street project going to start up again? My house is on Gosselin, and it's shaking from the houses being torn down.
Yeah, I drove.
Wow.
Yeah, this is the Gosselin project is. It was about a $30 million project when we started, and we had about half the funding lined up. And we're going through. We've pretty much acquired everything you need to acquire on the south side of Gosselin, and we're relocating the street. A lot of people think that footprint we cleared out is because of the train. That's the footprint we cleared out was for the expansion of the road. We're hoping if the train does happen, if we get the Gateway Station up there, that those two projects will work together and we'll, basically redefine the whole neighborhood. But right now, I drove through just last week and it was pretty vacant.
Well, we made the decision this past year with our city engineer, Dean Button. The first phase required acquiring a lot of those properties, but they weren't set to be demoed until later on. And we didn't want to have a bunch of abandoned buildings just sitting there for a few years. So we made a decision to bump up that phase and try to get some of them down. I know Dean's here today, if we want to bring him up to do a follow-up.
Hey, Dean, why don't you come
on this
on
one.
over here? I'd like to introduce Hammond City Engineer Dean Button. Dean, you're going to probably have to be loud, or we don't have a microphone, do we? Or have we mic?
We do
Here
have a
comes the
robot.
lovely
look at
Tiffany
that.
with the microphone.
Hi. With the good
Welcome to
hair.
the
With the
Viking
good
room.
hair.
Tiffany with the good
You
hair.
wouldn't mind, would you? No. Like, I mean, feel free. It's the Viking room, so
What mom says goes.
yeah. Thanks. What do you think about this Gosselin project? Could you give a little engineer perspective on it?
Yeah, so we've been, as you said, we had about $30 million worth of funding needed for the project. We have about half of it acquired. We started with what we call phase 3, which is Calumet to White Oak. That work was suspended a little bit earlier this year, late last year, but we should start seeing construction out on that project next week for the water main replacement. And as you know, that area east of Columbia is now being worked on as well.
Thanks, Dean. I appreciate it. Oh, good. We got napkins here.
Fantastic.
But yeah, you want some calamari or something?
Sure.
All right, dig in. So I can't wait to get the fire chief up here in the guest hat. So
Well, Mayor, we did get a shout out to the Hammond Fire Department. They said they've had some huge fires this week and have done an incredible job,
All right.
is the comment that we received.
let's put Smitty in the hot seat here.
Yeah,
Thanks.
absolutely.
We had today in particular, we had some serious traffic issues in the south side of our city because of a horrible tanker fire on 8094 right by Calumet Avenue. I'd like to introduce Hammond's Fire Chief, Jeff Smith.
Hello, thank you. This afternoon about 12:30, 1 o'clock, a semi was traveling westbound down to Borman, and a tow truck that was traveling eastbound at the same location had lost a tire off the back of the tow truck, had flipped over the median, and the semi truck hit the tire. The driver lost control and smashed into the wall, and the semi kind of half flipped over, which ruptured both fuel tanks, which caused a major fire.
Yep.
Hey, we had some big news today. Want to talk a little bit about it?
Yeah.
Phil and I just got back. We were down with Africa, our head of planning and development, Kevin Smith, attorney. We appeared before the Indiana Economic
We're
Development
down.
Corp.
We're down right now, so you want to hold off on that one?
Well, we still.
Well, it's still taped. You're
Yeah,
still
so they can-
taping, and
okay.
yeah.
We're still.
Okay.
By the way, this calamari is fantastic. Don't let the fact that it's round scare you. This is not SpaghettiOs.
Really?
No, it's fantastic.
Again?
It's got a
Okay.
chili top.
Okay, we're back. We're back
So
live.
anyway, we were talking about what happened today at the Indiana Economic Development Corp.
I'm gonna eat the large SpaghettiOs while you're talking.
We appeared before them with the project. We first started talking about. We talked about our bid for Amazon, and Phil, why don't you go ahead and talk a little bit about what happened today?
Sure. Yeah, it was the first time I think that since you've been mayor that we presented to the Indiana Economic Development Corporation. This is a project that we're looking at the old former State Line Energy Plant property right off of Lake Michigan. It's been basically vacant for years now since the plant closed down years ago. Used to be one of our largest taxpayers, if not our largest taxpayer.
It was
actually.
the largest property taxpayer at the time. What was it? $1 million a year? Just that property
It's a
itself.
lot.
Yeah. So, and it's been a problem because it's one of our most challenging pieces of property as well, because there's 3 different substations on the property, there's power lines. So we went to the IEDC and we said, look, we need your help. We'd love to get a subsidy to help recruit or attract investors to that site. And we asked them for basically $9 million in tax credits, and we were approved. So it was pretty cool.
They asked for like $9,182,043.
They gave us the
It was a
43
strange
cents.
number.
They gave us the 43 cents. They gave us every penny we asked for, which is pretty incredible. It doesn't mean it's a done deal at this point. There's still some negotiating that has to be done between the city of Hammond now and these developers, but this is really encouraging. It would be the largest data center in the state of Indiana, and we would be in competition with the big boys in Chicago if this comes in. So IEDC was very excited about it. Well, this is coming from the Amazon. When we put it out there, a lot of people were laughing when Gary put in their bid, when Hammond put in their bid, Indianapolis put in a bid. But we weren't laughing. We were serious because we looked at our state line generating property as one of the most marketable pieces of property in the Midwest, if not Indiana, Indiana or the Midwest. And as a result of that, we run into this excellent person that we're working with on this project right now. We mentioned his name,
Yeah,
Mr. Dakich.
yeah, absolutely.
And he has this great idea, and he has these partners from New York and Texas, and these guys they know what they're doing, and they got the IEDC to buy in at $9 million. So we still have some negotiating left to do, but if we're successful, this is a guaranteed $40 million investment with potential to get up to a couple $100 million, which would be twice as valuable as the state line generator was, and this is just a fraction of the property it sat on. So it's interesting to hear how they talked about our city, though. They said, and this is giving us a lot of credit. They said you got the information superhighway going right under the railroad tracks there. They have access to cold water at Lake Michigan, and they're right off the Midwest power grid, so they're never going to lose power. It's like this is the perfect location for them, and it's a great use. And obviously it's going to be very visible, so we're going to make sure the architecture is nice. But it's a great project.
You hear all the time, because we're an old manufacturing area, that we need to do more to try and get tech companies to come to Hammond, and not just Hammond, but Northwest Indiana. And this infrastructure is going to put us in position to be able to attract some of those companies that right now might just bypass us. So this is going to be exciting for Northwest Indiana. And I think that's why the IEDC, worked together with us on this. So it's
Okay,
great.
I do have 2 questions asking what's being built by the old Woodmar site.
It's too bad we don't have Africa here.
Yeah, but that's going to have to be a Phil question.
I like that.
Sorry, Phil.
Happy to answer.
You know what somebody told me once about being in office? They said it's the art of repetition. And it's funny. I never knew what they meant until I became mayor. Because what happens is you have to, I mean, and it's a good thing because you want everybody to know what's going on, but you find yourself saying the same thing over and over again because everybody hears it in dribs and drabs. So I've probably mentioned this 1,000 times. I'm sure you have yourself. So
For sure, we've talked
let's
about
make
it
it
a lot.
1,001.
Okay, yeah, we're building a brand new sports complex that we're very excited about. It's about 135,000 square feet.
So is it like the Shepherd Center we're building?
It's not like the Shepherd Center. The Shepherd Center, when it was built at the time, it really wasn't built for the sports tourism industry. It was more built as a community sports complex that neighborhoods could use, Hammond could use. But this is built to get into the $8 billion sports tourism industry. Excuse me. There's going to be 6 basketball courts, 12 volleyball, 2 indoor soccer facilities, baseball cages, community room, elevated walking track. So it's very exciting. It also, since we started construction of it, a developer came in and purchased the old vacant Walmart that was sitting right next door, which is exactly what we wanted to
This
happen.
developer probably wouldn't have touched that project were it not for him knowing what we were doing next door.
He would not have.
And the guy is, we still haven't identified who this is. We're excited about the person that owns it. This gentleman does not want the information to get out because he wants to put the whole thing together before people realize who we're dealing with. So we give him his anonymity, but it's exciting to see somebody of his caliber buy in the old Walmart on 165th and wanting to do great things with it. So
That whole area is just, everybody who's lived in Hammond knows that that's a historic area, a historic part of Hammond. Used to go to the Woodmar Mall all the time, and this is really going to continue that tradition.
I thought you were going to say this dates you because you remember going to Woodmar Mall. I used to go to Woodmar Mall.
I used to go all the time.
I went to Woodmar Mall.
Yeah.
Everybody
long
has. You
ago.
talk to anybody.
Phil's a lot younger than us, though.
yeah,
It's debatable.
Phil's probably hanging out in his basement.
Okay, that's like
Ba-boom, boom,
4
boom.
times bigger than the Shepherd Center, to put that in perspective.
Yes, I agree.
Great point.
I agree.
And do we have an
But-
opening date planned, Phil?
Well, it's September right now of this year, but right now we're actually looking for somebody to potentially run the facility. So, in fact, we have a job fair coming up tomorrow at the Hammond Civic
yeah?
Center. And if you want to turn in your application, if you think you're qualified, we are looking for somebody who has experience with this type of complex because it's it has the potential to be something really big for the city of Hammond.
And Phil, we're getting sponsorships for it now too. So if you're interested in being a sponsor of the sports complex, you can contact the city.
If you want to name it after yourself,
There you go.
We've already got checks coming in. It's not even complete, and we've already got checks coming in.
the
So
Grizziola Arena.
Oh, that would
I
be
can see that
nice.
Or
happening.
El Taco Arena.
Oh, wow. There it is.
Freddy's Arena.
There we
Like,
go.
I mean, it's only like $100,000 a year. It's like,
So-
it's
But
worth it.
there's going to be more jobs at the job fair besides
Oh,
just
we
the
need
sports
lifeguards
complex.
at the Port Authority, so
What
a
other
lot of them.
what other companies are hiring at the job
So
fair?
funny you bring that up, Chris. We have a record-setting year at the job fair tomorrow. We have 95 companies that
95
are participating. I think the record probably is somewhere around 75. So that tells you there's jobs out there for people that are looking for, there's all different kinds of jobs, whether it's manufacturing or retail or hotel, whatever it is.
Just winning, winning, winning.
That's it.
You know what's crazy? I wish we can get the camera on my son right now. He's actually eating a vegetable, which it doesn't happen very often.
Now he's at,
It happens quite a bit, right? Yeah. All right. So anyway, so how are we doing on the questions? I noticed we got 76, so we're building up our audience again.
There's a lot more
Okay.
coming
I
in
would like to
there.
hit 120 because we did that last time. So help us out a little
We
bit.
do have
we went offline for a minute, so
Yeah, we
we've
want to
got
build
we've
it
got to
back
build
up.
it back
So
up.
We
I
do
think
have
at 120 we have to start.
we do
drinking
have a
again,
question.
so-
Is there anything new for the old Kmart building on Indianapolis Boulevard?
Good question. That's a building.
Phil
that's
again.
been-
No.
Yeah.
Back to you,
Seriously.
Phil. That's see, we get to eat. The more you talk, the
Well,
more we can eat.
The good thing was Phil was in the role of planning development before I became chief of staff. So
True.
when I hired Phil, I said the good thing is you're going to be able to help me out a lot with economic development. And probably one of the things you've had to really, since you've been chief of staff now, what, 6 months,
About 8.
8?
It seems longer.
Seems
It
like-
seems longer.
I
It
mean,
seems longer.
Sort of brutal.
get
Actually,
it.
it's only been 6 months, but no. With you, with the public safety though, that's something you never really dealt with until you became chief of staff. So,
That's correct.
so in other words, answer the question.
Okay, all right, that seems fair. Well, everybody who's been to that area recently has seen all the growth that's occurred. There's a new Starbucks that opened up there, which we were trying to attract Starbucks for years. Right now, there's another building that's under construction. It's another retail outlet building. There's going to be a corporate AT&T store in there, which we're excited about. And then you've got Planet Fitness, which, as I understand it, their membership is just crazy. It's going
That
very well.
place is always busy.
Yeah.
It is busy, like, you
Doesn't
go by at
matter what
midnight.
time.
I know, it's crazy.
They do really well. And then in the back, where Alverno is, they just expanded that building and brought 150 new jobs from, I think
Yeah,
it was 30
yeah.
and 41.
Right,
So that,
yeah.
that whole site is just doing really well, and we're kind of proud of how everything has taken shape since Cabela's came in, and Walmart has moved over there. So it's been a success story for Hammond for sure.
Nice.
All right, this is a bit of a niche market question. When will the new police garage on Warren Street be open?
Oh, we were just talking about
Yeah.
that. They're
Really
real close.
soon, we're close.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's by
within-
April, early
Yeah.
April.
I love that sign in front. It looks great.
Well, think
On
about
the
it.
building.
The presence, we're expanding our police network to downtown Hammond, which is nice. You know, Vincent Kartheiser is my hero. So I'm really bad with actors and actresses. I once went up to Fergie from the Black Eyed Peas and I thought she was Jessica Alba. It was very embarrassing.
That is our compliment to her, so
Yeah.
No,
I'd
she was
take
not.
that.
She was not
Yeah,
complimented.
And she says,
I
I'll
know.
It
show
was
you.
so embarrassing though.
I'm
I was
going
in
to
front of
dedicate the national anthem to you, Mayor.
the whole Indiana delegation was there because like all of our good friend John Kennedy is in love with Jessica Alba, right? And I see her. Everybody's like, "There's Jessica Alba." And I'm looking. I'm like, "That's her, huh?" And they're like, "Yeah." I go, "I'm gonna go up and say hi, and I'm gonna get a picture with her for John Kennedy." So the whole Indiana delegation's watching me.
thank
We were at the DNC. No, everybody's watching me, but they were all looking at one person. And I was looking at somebody else. So I go walking up there.
I am.
It was brutal.
This is
The
tough.
whole delegation was like falling on the ground laughing at me, and I was just like,
I do have another economic development question, Phil, and I'm not just trying to steer the
"This is a
camera
good
away
day."
from the
By way, Phil,
calamari.
you look a little under the weather.
Yeah, we
Any-
were in Indianapolis presenting to the IEDC, so it's been a long
That's
day.
funny. You slept in through the meeting too.
Well,
don't
we do have a
recall
question.
that.
They want to know about the repurposing of the library in Hessville and Oxbow Landing.
Oh, great question. So the city took ownership of several of the libraries after they closed, and one of the few remaining that we own is the one on Martha in Hessville, and we put out a request for proposals to see if there was interested party, and the HC3, which was previously known as the Hessville Business Association,
That just had a parade this past weekend.
had a great parade this past weekend, by the way. We need to talk about that too. They did put a bid in for it, and fingers crossed, we're going to get this closed, and it's going to become some sort of cool community gathering place for Hessville. I'm sorry, I saw that. And so anyhow, we're very excited about that. So you're going to see some renovations happen. That's another place that I spent a lot of my childhood at that library. I was there.
Man, these are
I just love that building.
It's very cool.
I could
It's
live in
Viking
that building.
dreams.
Yeah.
yeah, that's a serious Viking drink.
Freddy's knows how to make a shrimp cocktail, and they certainly know how to make a Long Island iced tea.
Let's give it up for Jim and Tammy
Yeah.
for hosting this event. Thank you very much. Freddy's Steakhouse, iconic steakhouse in Hammond.
I bet there's a lot of people watching this who have never been to Freddy's, so
Get outta here.
make sure you
You should come
Perch
here.
is
Stop it.
excellent.
Yeah.
the perch. Oh, the perch is fantastic. That's
Well, they
my-
were ranked. There was a thing came out last year that said they were one of the top 10 steakhouses in
I
Indiana.
believe it.
65th in Kennedy,
I
right here in
believe it.
Hessville. It's been here for years. You know, Jim and Tammy do a great job, and they participate in the community, which is great. They go out to Festival of Lakes every year.
Were they
See
involved
them
in the
out there.
parade at all? Just-
Yes.
They were.
Yeah,
Very
of course, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to thank again Freddy's Steakhouse is the best for hosting this. We're looking forward to doing this pretty frequently, maybe every 3 weeks, every month, especially when we don't have Mayor's Night Out, because sometimes during the summer months people don't feel like going to organized meetings. So we figured little things like this, in addition to Mayor's Radio Show we do every Friday, and we try to stay very available to the public. So I hope you appreciate it.
I think most
And
people
we get
do.
free food when we go places, which is very nice, I have to say. So.
I saw some people comment. They said even though the video goes down from time to time, they wish they were here because they want to be part of this.
They should be
want to
here.
ask
There
questions.
were a few people that said, I wish I'd made reservations.
Right.
You should have made reservation because it's standing room only right now.
We got a
so.
packed room.
It is
It's a
packed. This
room.
is a
It's
packed
packed.
room.
Yeah,
It
it
is.
is.
This patches are good.
I do have another firefighter question if we want to
love
go. If we
firefighter
want to go to the
questions.
smoky corner about the fire on beach
hot
today. Was there a
What
fire
the
on
heck
beach?
is going on? I leave
Whoa.
town. There's 2 fires.
Well, at least you have an alibi.
Yeah. Hi, Fire Chief. How's it going?
Hello, fire chief.
Hi, glad to be back. Actually, the fire on
It matches your shirt.
It does match your
Gotta
shirt.
wear it.
Yeah. And it's got the cute little birds, like,
the fire on Beach was actually yesterday.
Oh,
7600 block of Beach. A lady and her young child were sleeping. Smoke alarm woke them up. Some gentleman driving by actually started pounding on the windows because he saw the smoke from down the street. They got out safe, and then actually one of my guys, we actually had to take one of my guys to the hospital. The fire was blowing out the back windows, and it burned the electric wire off, the NIPSCO wire off the house and landed on the ground. He stepped on it when he came around, so He got
Yes.
he got a little shook up.
But you took him to the hospital. I know.
Took him out,
Right.
got him treated. He was released that day. He called me today. He saw his doctor. He's good to come back to work tomorrow.
What about the citizen who tried to warn the neighbors? Is he okay?
Yeah, actually, I saw something on Facebook yesterday that this girl was so proud of her boyfriend because they were driving down the street and he's like, call 911. He went up and started banging on the windows, but I guess the lady had smoke detector. She was already awake.
Wow.
And got out. But everybody got out. The house is the house is a total loss. It's going to have to be redone. But everybody got out safe. My guy's good, but yeah, it was yesterday morning about 9:15.
So smoke detectors do save lives.
They do save lives.
Good job.
Thank you. Take this down. Thank you.
I know it's very.
We've already got the picture, so it's okay.
I took a
Oh,
selfie
thanks.
with you. Yeah. Thank you. Let's keep it going. This is fun.
I think Kevin Smith should come up and talk about the project, the bridge
Oxford.
project
Yeah,
on
good.
Calumet
Oh, the
Avenue
bridge, too.
Kevin
in
Smith is here.
Robertsdale
Yeah.
or North Hammond. I think that's a great project.
Sure.
Talk about the amphitheater.
Right here.
Right here. You've got the radio
Kev.
voice.
What's going on?
Kevin.
Hello, Facebook Nation. What's the what's the question?
Oh, we were going to talk to you about the pedestrian bridge going over Calumet right now with the pavilion, the connectivity project.
Sure. That's it's the Wolf Lake Connectivity and Expansion Project. What it does is complete
That's a mouthful.
it was a tongue
Whoever
twister.
came up with that.
How are you going to get that on a flat
Mylan.
screen?
He just so he could mess it up
Are
on
you drinking
Facebook.
Long Island's as well, Kevin?
I am
or-
not.
Okay.
I'm watching them all come in. I'm counting.
Very
Okay.
stiff.
I'm counting. Yes.
Just put some of the ice in there.
But that is what it is, Mayor, as you know, the RDA grant to the city some time ago. Sorry, Heather, I'm blocking
fine.
you.
That's
okay.
Was about a $35 million grant. That did a lot of work in and around Wolf Lake and Forsyth Park. And then, of course, this kind of, through what you've told the Port Authority and your vision, is to kind of complete that, expand the parking lot, build a pedestrian walkway over Calumet Avenue. And I think something that you really wanted the pavilion to do is, at the pavilion, was to make it into a real venue. And that's something that I think to you said, let's make it into a bowl. So when you're there, you can really experience it. I think it's really going to help the acoustics there. It's going to be pretty neat. So should be done by the festival.
No pressure.
Festival.
We're booking bands.
Yes, or else I won't be around
What are
after
the dates
that.
for the festival? What are the dates?
18th to the 22nd of July,
Glad-
Wednesday
I'm glad
through
they're on your
Sunday.
Glad they're on your
They
mind.
are on my mind, and I mention it every Port Authority
And I
meeting.
think, what is it, April 1st, Kevin? Is that when we're going to go live at the Festival Lakes store for
We're-
purchase of VIP passes?
We're trying to make it. I don't know if we're going to make
Or is it
April
that day?
1st.
It's
Easter
coming.
Sunday.
It's coming soon.
It's Easter
It's coming
Sunday.
soon.
Yes,
So you'll be
VIP
able to-
passes, VIP experience passes coming soon to festivallakes.com. Stay tuned.
Good job, Kevin.
Thanks, Mayor.
So if you haven't been to festival in a while, and most people go, pretty much every year, but this would be a great year to go because you want to experience the first time
Yep.
being part of the new renovated experience. So I
You
think
won't
it'll be
recognize it. If you used to go to August Fest back in the 80s, like I did, because they didn't card, you will not recognize what it has become with
That's part of
Festival
the reason
Lakes.
they don't have August
Yeah.
Fest anymore.
And we went a completely different direction with the logo and the artwork for this year's fest, and I think they're going to sell really well as T-shirts. I
Yeah.
would definitely wear it. It's a really cool
should sell those
logo.
219
Mark
shirts.
Anderson, our artist, designed that.
The
and
219
it's
day
just-
shirts were fantastic this
They're
year.
I'm
awesome
telling you,
this
those
year.
219-day shirts would sell at Festival.
I
We will.
love
They're going to be in the store. We're going to put it all up at festivallakes.com. So you'll be able to purchase
Is it-
T-shirts, mega passes, parking passes, VIP passes.
Do we still have the T-shirt cannon?
We still have the T-shirt cannon,
Yeah.
don't we?
Maybe
Don't
the
we?
mayor could
We
distribute
better
some
have
of those
the
T-shirts.
Don't look at me.
I have a cannon for an arm. Like, why would I want a T-shirt gun? I got to throw out there. There's some people that need
I throw
it.
farther than you.
Come
I
on.
have beat.
Challenge.
I like that.
Challenge
Well,
accepted.
well, I'm not saying every throw I've made has been longer than your throw. So maybe every once in a while.
I'm saying.
Like, if I'm
every
throwing to the
throw
front
I've
row.
made.
Ooh, we do have a
Really,
request
everyone.
that you eat a vegetable, but I don't have anything except a lemon. So that's.
Oh, is that a challenge?
Yeah.
Eat a vegetable?
Is that you, Patrick?
There's some parsley
Does a
on there.
lemon
There's
count?
some
Yeah,
parsley up
Bring me
there.
one, dude.
Is cocktail sauce a vegetable?
Oh, come on over here. You can't come on.
There's some horseradish.
Hold on, hold on. Put this on. Come here.
Yeah.
Have a seat, young man. Hi. This is Patrick McDermott.
Yay.
Oh, it fits in perfect.
It does look nice. Why don't you look at the camera?
You can keep that if you want.
Yeah.
It does
Tell
fit
the
you.
world. So, thanks, Patrick.
Future mayor of Hammond, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know. You're so
Wow, that was
good.
quick.
Dip it
You're
in the
supposed to
cocktail
put stuff
sauce.
on this,
Man, it
Pat.
must be painful to eat a vegetable.
Hey, grab the microphone, dude. Miss Tiffany's grabbing. What'd you have
I
at
had
Freddy's?
a New York strip
Hey, who are you looking at, dude?
Ooh.
Sweet.
That
Hey,
sounds
look
good.
at, make love to the camera.
on my
Pat.
steak.
Make eye contact with the dot.
You had the New York strip?
Yeah.
Was it outstanding?
Oh yeah.
The
You love
steaks.
Freddy's New York Strip.
Oh yeah.
Is that your favorite thing here?
I don't know.
Do you
I think
wanna
this is
try?
My first time
Bring
here.
'em in.
Do you want to try the
Push in a
calamari?
little bit, Patrick.
Patrick, do you want to try the
The
calamari?
camera.
You were supposed to prep him.
Edit.
Stand in front of him.
We'll cut that out.
Patrick, do you want to try the calamari? Do you know what it is?
Little octopus
It's a
action.
giant spaghettio. It's
It is so good.
Yeah.
Want shrimp?
No, I don't like shrimp.
Ah, good TV.
I'm good.
All right. Could you take this back to
He's
the
handling the microphone just like a
You haven't
pro,
finished it yet.
isn't he?
There you go.
Thanks, buddy.
That's been painful.
Love you, man.
Thank you.
Thanks, Patrick.
You're so
That's
cute.
Patrick McDermott.
You're such a cutie.
One day, he wants to sit in the mayor's office. Weird. Every time I come back from work and he's sitting in my chair with his.
How come nobody ever wants to sit in the city attorney's office? That's
I'm
because
gonna
they.
start sending him up there.
Yeah, they
Get
have.
upstairs now.
You can say, I've been up there. I see what they do.
Yeah.
Maybe at future Mayor After Dark, we can choose certain people that ask questions and give away a couple T-shirts, like 219 Day,
Ooh.
That's good.
things like that. Festival of Lakes.
By the way, do we have the final results on when we sold the 219 Day shirts? How well they did? Like, which one sold more? Was it? Remember, we had two versions. We had the 219 for the fancy pants shirt. I called
Without
it,
the rat,
with
sans
no rat, and like
It was a
sans
rat by
rat.
far.
And then we had the rat, the cute rat.
But yeah,
Because the first year's rat was a little ratty, a little too ratty. So we had to like do cartoon rat in year 2. It was AC/DC rat. He was still a little too ratty, so we like lamed it down to like a cute rat, like Reggie.
I
Reggie
like
the
the
Raisin
cute rat.
That's what I'm saying. See,
I like the
Nobody-
rat. I
You
like
know, I know we
I
did
like
the numbers
rat.
on the
people were
t-shirt
horrified the
sales.
first year. They're like, "You have a rat? Is your?"
Oh, certain
A real
people,
rat.
certain highbrow people were offended.
I agree.
Most of the region people are like,
Strong Reggie sold the most.
Reggie, strong,
Strong
Reggie?
Reggie.
Yeah.
By far.
yeah.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I thought 219.
This is the region. They want the rat to have meth
Hey,
mouth.
Amy. What's up? Nice. Thanks for coming.
And speaking of the rat, did you guys see the video of Reggie
Yeah.
racing with the children at the roller?
Isn't that crazy?
That was awesome.
We have we started Reggie the Region Rat this year, and we had Reggie the Region Rat mascot actually in the event, and now he's getting not hired.
He's getting invitations.
yeah,
to-
so like the South Shore Roller Girls, Reggie was out
Reggie's
there.
getting all the love.
Reggie dug that.
Reggie's
He
pretty
dug the
badass.
Reggie's
roller
getting all the
girls.
love.
I saw I made a recent appearance in a local kind of rap video. So
You did?
No,
No,
Reggie,
Reggie.
did, not me.
I'm telling you,
I
Reggie's
thought you-
getting all the
I thought
love.
You were like you were in a local rap video.
No,
I
I'm
was
not
whoa.
like background dancer or anything in my spare time. No, but Reggie has made an appearance. So,
Really? He's in a
yeah,
rap video?
Do that there. It's
have to
a
have
it's
Reggie
a
do
local
that
ham.
then.
Oh,
yeah.
I
so
did
he's
see
been
that. That was a
hanging
cool
around.
video.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like him
So
is my
it's
home or
some
something
friend
like
of
that.
ours. So they'd like to come
That
and
was super
sing
cool.
at the fest if
He
you
could-
want to
he
have
could-
him.
He could do his dance on the stage.
Bring
Donna,
Reggie,
let me
bring
ask
Reggie
you a question.
back.
Like if I have a band and I want to open the Festival of Lake, we get about 300 bands that say they want to open, right?
At least.
I know. So what's the process we usually go through to pick?
Go to festivalofthelakes.com.
Uh-huh.
Under the guidebook, there's a tab called Artist Submission, and you put all your information
That
there.
was smart. Can I wear your hat real quick?
They owed him some money.
Thanks. You got to see what we're talking about.
Oh, thank
Come
God the
on.
shrimp cocktail was
Probably
saved.
South Park related or
that.
something.
See,
Wow.
All
Giving them
this
some
is, I'm
publicity.
gonna wear
Want
this
some
is,
love?
so people think I'm hip. I'll be like, oh, you don't know Zealand.
Well, I mean,
Oh,
you
you
know
don't know
John
Zealand?
Besmar,
you
but
know Zealand?
You're not cool
Oh,
enough
yeah.
then.
You know, I listen to
You're
Zealand.
not. You're not Zealand.
We do have another Phil
you need your
question.
cool glasses back so
right.
that you know.
What happened to the old Woodmar sign that was removed
Thanks, Ed.
last week?
Oh, that's a great question.
Yes, great question.
We
Oh, good catch.
we intentionally kept the old Woodmar Mall sign. So if you don't know what they're asking about, it's the old. They
cubes.
were like
It's old.
It's on the
8
letters,
blocks.
right.
The cubes on a
Poles.
with
stick.
each
Yeah.
letter was on each
It was
block.
7 actually.
I'm sorry,
W,
7
okay.
blocks. There was
We're
an
so
exclamation point at the end. You didn't see that one? But we did save them. We do have them in
Hashtag
storage. They're
Woodmar.
not gone.
Brian Pullen would not let us lose those, right?
No,
I'm
Brian
not
won't.
sure. There's
Yeah.
no way.
See,
Brian
no
chained
way.
himself to the blocks
Yeah.
to keep us from destroying
this is what
it.
happened last time
Poor
during
Brian.
Mayor After Dark. We start getting a little sloppy towards the end of the show. Drinks start kicking in a little bit, so
Well,
you never know what's going to happen now.
I was just thinking about this because they're going to film that TV pilot on Monday. I have a feeling like all the city employees are going to come in with all their makeup on, like their best outfits that
The
day.
big grumpy mayor.
They all want to be actors. You know,
I mean,
they're
I
all
was
gonna-
telling you, it was uncast, that lead role. They needed a strong female attorney to
Really?
like fight for the
There you
rights
go.
of. And I'm like, you know, Vesmar's taken a lot of footage lately. Maybe you can put together a reel for me. And
Oh, headshots.
trying to, you know,
Really?
I don't think it's gonna happen, but you guys are safe.
I like the way we were approached. This company comes up and they were like, "Hey, we want to do a TV show in City Hall." And so it comes to me and I was like, "Okay, what's the details?" They want to do it on the night of a city council meeting. What was our answer?
Yeah.
Not happening.
Hell no. Like, are you
No.
kidding? This is City Hall.
They
It's not
wanted
a
us to
film studio.
change the council meeting.
Yeah,
They wanted us to-
oh, could you guys, no, this is City Hall. It's not a film studio, so.
Yep.
But, by the way, they
still
must
pretty
really
cool.
want it back because we bounced them off and then they came back.
You know, we've had a few of those in the city. I don't know if you know that or not. Our firemen have been extras in, I think it's, what was it?
Chicago
Chicago
Fire.
Fire.
Chicago, no, what was the other one? Empire. They were shooting at the Horseshoe
yes.
and they
Oh,
had
that's
our,
right.
Yep.
Yeah,
Were
so,
you in it?
He's been in the
They probably cast somebody else as the fire
Yeah.
chief.
Smitty didn't make the cut.
They're like, oh, he does not look like a fire chief. We're going to get somebody else.
so we're getting some publicity, I guess.
They're going to do a calendar though. They're going to.
I don't look like a mayor, Jeff, I promise. They wouldn't cast me as a mayor. That would be somebody else.
I
for
don't know.
sure.
We do have a few good-looking firemen. We might just want to have them loitering around.
I think we should have, Marissa's always told me this, we should have a fireman calendar.
I'm all
Like,
for it. I'll buy
right?
one. I'll buy one.
See, I brought it up, Marissa.
I feel like we should not discriminate
I think
against
this
our
is just
police
a way- she wants to
officers.
see
We can get
Smitty
them
in
in
it,
there
so-
too.
Oh yeah, that's all I have on tape. So Smitty, you're going to be Mr. December, of course.
This must be one of your players because, Mayor, do you think MLB players should be banned from wearing jewelry on the field?
Yes, I absolutely think they enforce that all the way through. It's getting ridiculous too, by the way.
Well, I mean, they come out there wearing garland.
Dude, like I forgot the guy on the Cubs last year.
They look like Jacob Marley in A Christmas
that's,
Carol. They come out there with dragging the chains.
One of our pitchers last year on the Cubs, he struggled. Kevin, who was that? You know, he had the big
A yoke, like an oxen
and like
yoke.
he
Oh,
walked
Hector
everybody. I'm like,
Rondon? Was
yeah.
it Hector Rondon?
I'm like, take off your
Horrible.
jewelry. Maybe you won't walk everybody. It's like, come on.
Maybe we'll walk everybody.
Oh, that drives me insane. It's like, if this was a Cubs hat,
That was
he goes out there like this, like
Pedro Strop.
like this is appropriate.
Yeah.
This is not appropriate.
Fernando
In a lot of
Rodney's
ways,
big
actually.
for that too.
So.
Has there ever been a chief of staff calendar, by the way? Like, has that
Oh,
ever been
God,
done?
no.
I've had quite a few, so
Yeah, we do about 12. Yeah, we just need to.
we'll have another one pretty soon.
Once we replace you, Phil, we're up to 9.
Let's get back to the questions.
We're through September then.
This is
Yeah,
fun.
so I think we should have a fireman calendar. 3 minutes?
Oh,
Can help us
Dang,
make
that's
some money
quick.
for the city. I'm always looking for new revenue streams.
No,
Okay,
what
we
the
do-
heck are you talking
I
about?
see at least 5 here.
What the heck doesn't matter? Z-Land, come on.
Don't rush
Stop.
us.
Yeah, this hat just throwing me off. So, all
It's throwing
right,
me
what are we
Okay,
doing?
we do
got
have a
questions?
we have a question.
Are we
What
just
what
here
is going to
guessing?
happen with the pool at Hessville Park? The citizens in Hessville area have no community center with a pool and no library. Is there any plans in the making?
No, there is plans. It's not going to be a pool, but there is plans. In fact,
There will be
Hessville's
water.
going to have, it's going to be a water feature, like a splash pad type of situation. Not like the little kid splash pad we have up in the Robertsdale. It's going to be no fences, just like on demand. You walk out there, it sprays on you kind of stuff. We're planning this whole park out right now with an expanded skateboard park because that is, there's a couple things going really right in Hessville Park right now. The skateboard park is definitely one of them. The Babe Ruth, Hessville Babe Ruth is outstanding also. So we're trying to accommodate all of that. Plus we're talking about getting some bikes involved somehow as well, along with the splash pad. But Hessville's the closest park to me that's undergoing construction right now, and I can assure you, I'm a Woodmore resident, but Hessville Park is very close, and this is going to be outstanding once it's completed. And by the way, we have the money already set aside for it. So
We do have a Donna question. When is the next Mayor's Night Out?
It is next week on Wednesday.
real mayor,
No,
what do we-
real
is?
Mayor.
The
No,
physical mayor's night.
physical.
Oh,
No,
is it
physical.
28th?
no, it's April 18th.
April.
Okay.
April 18th. Uh-oh. And she's just
Yeah.
drinking
Yeah.
What's
water.
going on over here?
Wow.
You
April
know what
18th.
I'm thinking about because I'm.
It's
on
April
vacation next
18th
week.
at the Ophelia Steen Center.
April in the third district.
Oh, okay, so interesting.
Are there going to be any
Sorry.
firemen attending that meeting? Oh, good. Is Opie going to come?
Yeah, keep in mind, Mayor's Night Out. We have all the department heads at that one. It'd be a little cumbersome if we had all the department heads and we were all eating.
Less shrimp for us, that way,
eating
you
the
know.
calamari together and all the shrimp. So we decided to keep it
Now,
focused.
if Opie was here.
So when Councilman Opie, we took him out to Red Lobster one day, and he ordered the Admiral's Feast, and we never let him forget. And the firemen are brutal anyway. So by the time he gets back, he's a councilman at lunch with the mayor, and by the time he gets back to the station, they're all Admiral.
Admiral.
I think they still do to this day. Firemen don't let things go. So
Oh, thanks.
Z-Land?
Thanks.
What's
Thanks.
that? Z-Land?
Did I not just give you a
Makeup.
shout out, John?
Extra makeup
I
for the-
swear.
I did.
I feel like.
Yeah.
Okay, this is gonna have to be discussed. Thanks for bringing it up, Z-Land.
Thanks.
So,
That
yeah.
that
like
IT
Zoolander.
van you wanted is
Zoolander.
out of the budget
Zoolander.
this year. Out of the budget
John,
this year.
John, give us blue
I knew it
steel.
was familiar.
So, by the way, if we're saying this whole thing is people, you know, what it's like to go out to dinner with us, there's a lot of people saying, I never want to go out to dinner with
True
them.
that.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It's sort of like what it's like in real time. We do have a lot of meals together, by the way.
Well, the food here is fantastic. So anybody who has never been here before, do come and try it. And you can get the Viking-sized shrimp cocktail.
I meet with council members regularly, and when we do it, we actually, one of our main stops is always Freddy's Steakhouse right back here in this room, in the Viking room, which is it's a nice area for little meetings. Like if you have 10 people you want to get together, have a great lunch, business lunch, Freddy's Steakhouse is the place. I really like being in this back room for business meetings and stuff like that. So again, Jim and Tammy, thank you very much for hosting us. We really appreciate it, and we're looking to get it to restaurants all over our city. I see good friends of mine, neighbors of mine sitting in here right now, Raimundo and Karen, and El Taco is definitely on that list. So we're looking forward to the coming months, going to visit the great El Taco Real, Hammond 2nd District. So we got any last questions?
One last one about the new Lear seating plant. Everybody wants to know when it's going to be ready.
I see it daily, driving by it. They got the walls up, and they got the paneling on the walls up. So they're moving. And considering
Did
during the winter,
groundbreaking, what, November?
It was cold. It was
Yeah.
cold.
December?
it was freezing cold. It was
was-
frozen ground. I
Yeah.
remember walking
It was
through
cold, and it's almost already
So
under
considering
roof.
how much they did in the winter, they're well ahead. And that's the one thing, they were motivated. Once they figured out that they wanted to be in Hammond, which was another great Hammond story, keeping all those jobs in our city, consolidating the ones that moved out and went to Portage and bringing those back into Hammond, that's a great story for us.
One of my favorites.
Yeah.
Only because it's kind of, I don't know, when you think Lear, you think Hammond, and we almost lost them.
I thought we did lose them
It was close.
for a long time.
It would have hurt. Like you said, it would have been.
I was like mentally,
boy,
like,
boy meets girl, boy loses girl, boy.
it was bad. It was sad. But like, I was like, because of course you have to go to the public and say, oh, Lear's moving to Portage and they're taking all their jobs, and how I'm going to justify that. And we rallied, came up with a great location. And a lot of people don't even think it's in Hammond, but it's literally the border between East Chicago and Hammond, and we're on the Hammond side, right across from the train station. So anyway, John, is cutting us off. Mayor After Dark. I want to thank everybody in the live studio audience. Thank you very much for coming out here.
Give yourselves a
Thank
hand.
you. I'd like to thank Judge Marissa McDermott for gracing us
Yay!
with her presence. And I want to thank you all for watching. We're trying, I know it's a little rough when we're first starting out. I just want to thank you for hanging with us. And just think 10 years from now when we're doing this on a regular basis, you'll be watching.
10
you'll say,
years.
not that I'm going to be, when the future mayor 10 years from now is doing this.
Yeah,
It's
Patrick.
because-
Yeah.
yeah, Patrick, get ready. So, anyway, thank you very much. We enjoyed, this is a great administration, and I'm really proud of the people who work with me, and it makes my job a lot easier. So thank you, and let's keep Hammond great. Thank you.
Yay!